Western car makers are in panic mode, and with good reason. A few years ago, people laughed at Chinese cars, calling them cheap knockoffs. Today, they're shaking up the global market and giving giants like Toyota, Ford, and Volkswagen a serious wake-up call. But here's what most people don't realize. China doesn't just have a couple of car brands, it has over 100, and they're not just growing fast, they're coming with precision, strategy, and insane speed. In this video, we're breaking down the key players in this revolution, the cars they're building, the bold moves they're making, and why legacy automakers are finally starting to sweat. Aiways. Aiways might not be as well known as BYD or NIO, but it's one of those Chinese brands that's doing things right and moving forward with confidence. Founded in 2017, their name says it all. AI is on the way. And yeah, they're all about tech and electrification. While some Chinese brands are just testing international waters, Aiways is already selling cars in 10 European countries, and they're about to hit the UK. Their electric SUV, the U5, is already gaining traction in places like Germany and France. Why? It's priced aggressively and packed with competitive tech. Volkswagen and Peugeot? They're definitely feeling the pressure. BYD. If there's one Chinese brand that's keeping legacy automakers up at night, it's BYD. Founded in 2003, BYD is now the largest electric vehicle maker in the world. Yes, even bigger than Tesla in total sales. And the most interesting part? It's not just selling in China. It already has a network of over 40 dealerships across key markets like Europe and Latin America, with models making waves in every segment. BYD has a very clear strategy. Start from the bottom with affordable models like the Dolphin Mini, an electric hatchback that goes head-to-head with the MG4 and GWM Aura 3. Then move up with the Auto 3, an electric SUV that's already been tested in multiple countries and has proven to be not just cheap, but surprisingly solid in quality. But the real attention grabber is the Seal, a sleek sedan that competes directly with the Tesla Model 3. And while its real-world range falls a bit short of what's advertised, it still beats many Western EVs in both efficiency and tech. What really makes BYD a threat to traditional automakers is that it controls its entire supply chain. It doesn't just build cars, it makes its own batteries, giving it a massive cost advantage. And with EV prices still sky-high in the West, it wouldn't be surprising to see BYD take over markets where value for money is everything. The real question isn't if BYD will succeed outside of China. The question is how long it'll take to become a global leader. Deepal. Chang'an is a well-known name in the automotive industry, particularly in China, and Deepal represents their commitment to the electric and new energy vehicle sector. Established in 2008, Deepal focuses on electric and hybrid vehicles, emphasizing off-road capabilities, a growing niche in the market. However, Deepal stands out as more than just another sub-brand in the competitive Chinese EV landscape. It is the first division within Chang'an that is entirely dedicated to new energy vehicles, highlighting the company's serious approach to achieving success in this area. Their product range features robust SUVs and vehicles designed for those seeking more than just a conventional urban electric vehicle, striking a commendable balance between range, technology, and off-road performance. What sets Deepal apart is its strategic entry into the EV market, targeting a segment where electric vehicles often encounter skepticism: off-roading. If they manage to combine real range with real off-road capability, we could be witnessing the birth of a brand that, in a few years, might be going head-to-head with names like Jeep or Land Rover. And considering how fast Chinese automakers move, that may not be far-fetched at all. Xiaomi Auto. If you believed that Xiaomi was solely a smartphone manufacturer, it's time to reconsider. In 2021, the company ventured into the automotive sector with Xiaomi Auto, its electric vehicle division, aiming to replicate the disruptive innovation it brought to consumer technology in the realm of mobility. Unlike many Chinese brands that began as traditional car manufacturers, Xiaomi possesses a significant advantage: extensive expertise in software, connectivity, and artificial intelligence. This expertise ensures that their vehicles are not merely electric. They are designed for complete integration with the Xiaomi ecosystem, providing a high-tech driving experience with effortless connectivity between your car, smartphone, and smart devices. Their inaugural model, the SU7, was unveiled in March 2024, making a bold statement. This high-performance electric sedan features an aerodynamic design, a ducktail-style rear spoiler, and an ultra-low drag coefficient, ensuring it is both efficient and speedy. Xiaomi engineered it to rival the Tesla Model S and Porsche Taycan, combining advanced technology, impressive range, and contemporary aesthetics. By the end of 2024, they introduced the SU7 Ultra, a more aggressive variant with a longer, lower profile, and a complete aerodynamic kit aimed at maximizing speed and efficiency. Its most notable achievement to date, setting a new Nürburgring lap record for electric vehicles, demonstrating that Xiaomi is not just creating tech-savvy EVs, they are crafting serious high-performance machines ready to compete with the best in Europe. Exceed. If Chery is a major player in China's automotive industry, then Exceed represents its entry into the upper echelon. While Chery excels in emerging markets with its budget-friendly vehicles, Exceed serves as its luxury sub-brand, launched in 2017 to compete with prestigious names like BMW, Audi, and Mercedes-Benz. To date, Exceed has established a presence in markets such as Saudi Arabia, Chile, and Kazakhstan, offering gasoline-powered SUVs that promise a blend of luxury and advanced technology at more competitive prices. However, its aspirations extend much further. As Exceed plans to expand into Europe, it is adjusting its approach, directly challenging German manufacturers with electric vehicles like the Xlantix E03, a stylish sedan designed to compete with the BMW i5, and the Xlantix E0Y, a full-size SUV targeting the Audi Q8. What makes Exceed particularly intriguing is not just its upscale branding, but also its ability to merge eye-catching design, innovative technology, and more affordable pricing compared to its European competitors. Does this sound familiar? It mirrors the strategy that Japanese automakers employed in the 90s, or what Hyundai accomplished with its Genesis line recently. Aura. One distinguishing feature of Chinese automakers is their knack for developing sub-brands with unique identities, and Aura exemplifies this perfectly, a subsidiary of Great Wall Motors, GWM. Aura focuses on electric vehicles that embody a youthful, city-friendly aesthetic and a design that truly catches the eye. The name Aura stands for open, reliable, and alternative, signaling their intent to provide something distinct in the market. Their flagship model, the Aura 03, aka Funky Cat, is a compact electric hatchback that some might describe as resembling a cartoon cat, while others simply find it adorably charming. It competes with models like the MG4 and the BYD Dolphin, but stands out with a more inviting and whimsical design. Aura illustrates how Chinese brands are innovating to appeal to a diverse range of consumers. While many are focused on emulating Tesla or BMW, Aura is establishing a unique space that prioritizes style, urban charm, and character over sheer power. Firefly. If NIO stands as one of China's leading premium electric vehicle brands, then Firefly can be seen as its younger counterpart, launched in 2024 with a focus on a different segment, budget-friendly electric cars. In December 2024, Firefly introduced its inaugural model, a compact hatchback aimed at competing with the highly anticipated Renault 5EV and Volkswagen ID.2 in the European market. What sets Firefly apart is its intention to incorporate battery swap technology, similar to NIO's approach. This means that instead of waiting for their vehicles to charge, drivers can visit designated stations to exchange their depleted battery for a fully charged one in just a few minutes. However, the development of this infrastructure will take time, so Firefly will also provide standard charging options from the outset to ensure convenience for users. The crucial question remains: can Firefly truly offer an affordable electric vehicle without sacrificing quality or technology? If they bring the same attention to detail and innovation that propelled NIO to success in the premium sector, Firefly has the potential to become a significant contender in the affordable EV market. With electric vehicle prices still beyond the reach of many consumers, brands like Firefly could play a vital role in making electrification accessible on a global scale, especially in the realm of urban vehicles. IM is a fresh brand that debuted in 2020 through a collaboration between SAIC Motor, Zhangjiang High-Tech, and Alibaba Group. The mention of Alibaba highlights the brand's foundation in technology and connectivity. IM serves as the upscale counterpart to MG, which has already made a name for itself globally with models like the MG4. While MG caters to the mass market, IM is strategically targeting the luxury sector, positioning itself to compete with industry leaders like Tesla, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz. The brand emphasizes electric vehicles equipped with state-of-the-art technology, autonomous driving capabilities, and the strong support of one of China's largest automotive manufacturers. Currently, IM is concentrating on establishing a presence in the Chinese market, but that doesn't mean European brands can rest easy. It's important to remember that a substantial share of global sales for these brands comes from China, where new competitors like IM are steadily making their mark. JQ. Chery excels at launching brands with distinct identities, and JQ is one of its latest ventures. Established in 2023, the name JQ merges the German word Jäger, meaning hunter, with the term cool, signaling the brand's commitment to creating SUVs that embody adventure and contemporary style. The inaugural model, the JQ7, is designed as a family SUV that aims to rival established competitors like the Kia Sportage and Nissan Qashqai. Notably, Chery is providing two powertrain choices for this model, a 1.6-liter gasoline engine and a 1.5-liter plug-in hybrid, which gives it a competitive advantage in regions where fully electric vehicles are still gaining traction. JQ adopts a strategy akin to its sister brands Exeed and Omoda, but with a stronger emphasis on adventure and versatility. Leapmotor. When one of the largest and most challenged car manufacturers in the world, Stellantis, chooses to collaborate with a Chinese company, it's clear they recognize a significant opportunity. That company is Leapmotor, established in 2015. Similar to many Chinese automotive firms, Leapmotor focuses on electric vehicles. However, its unique advantage lies in its partnership with Stellantis, which intends to leverage Leapmotor as a means to introduce affordable EVs to the European market. Former Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares emphasized that Leapmotor is positioned to compete directly with other Chinese brands on pricing, making electric vehicles accessible to Europe's middle class. Their product range features models like the T03, a compact city car expected to retail for under 15,000 euros in Europe, as well as the C01 sedan and C11 SUV, which aim for larger market segments while maintaining competitive pricing. You can think of Leapmotor as the Dacia of electric vehicles, infused with the speed and ambition characteristic of Chinese innovation. Lynk & Co. If there's one Chinese brand that has tried to do things differently, it's Lynk & Co. Founded in 2016 as a joint venture between Geely and Volvo, the brand not only shares technology with the Swedes, it's also trying to reinvent the way we buy and use cars. Their slogan, "Think outside of the car," makes it clear. Lynk & Co. doesn't want to just sell vehicles. Instead, they're pushing a subscription-based model where customers pay a monthly fee and get access to a car without having to worry about maintenance, insurance, or long-term ownership. It's a concept that has gained traction in some markets, although it remains to be seen if it can scale globally. As for the cars themselves, they carry strong Volvo DNA, which means solid safety, advanced tech, and a level of quality that outshines many other Chinese brands. NIO. If there's one Chinese EV brand that has managed to make a name for itself without being just another Tesla copy, it's NIO. Founded in 2014 and based in Shanghai, NIO doesn't just build premium electric cars, it's also betting on a technology that could change the way we use EVs altogether: battery swapping. Instead of waiting for hours to recharge, NIO owners can simply pull into a swap station and get a fully charged battery in under 5 minutes. And if they're going on a longer trip, they can even opt for a larger battery to boost their range. It's a solution that practically eliminates charging anxiety, though its success depends on how fast the company can scale its swap station network. In short, NIO isn't just trying to sell cars, it's trying to reinvent the entire EV ownership experience. Omoda. Chinese car manufacturers have realized that creating quality, affordable vehicles is just one part of the equation. Establishing a strong brand identity is equally important. This is where Omoda steps in. Introduced in 2022 as a key element of Chery's global export initiative, Omoda seeks to merge practicality with aesthetic appeal. The name itself is a fusion of the letter O for oxygen and the Italian term moda, meaning fashion, reflecting a brand that emphasizes contemporary and striking design. In essence, Omoda aims to do more than just market functional cars. It strives to provide vehicles that exude style, a sense of the future, and a touch of aspiration. Currently, Omoda is targeting emerging markets, but with the support of Chery and its experience with brands like Jaguar Land Rover, it's likely that Omoda will eventually make its way into Europe and other regions. XPeng. If there's a Chinese electric vehicle brand that can genuinely compete with Tesla, it's XPeng. Established in 2014, XPeng enjoys support from major tech companies like Alibaba, Foxconn, and Xiaomi, something that many other Chinese startups lack. This support is no accident. XPeng is focused not only on manufacturing electric vehicles, but also on pioneering autonomous driving and cutting-edge connectivity. In Europe, XPeng has made its mark in countries such as Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway, and Sweden, offering models like the G3 and G9 SUVs, along with the G7 sedan, all equipped with top-notch technology at attractive prices. What distinguishes XPeng is its sophisticated software and self-driving features, boasting advanced driver assistance systems that aim to rival or even exceed those of Tesla. Moreover, XPeng is expanding its reach beyond China, with offices in the US and Germany, and it is publicly traded on both the New York and Hong Kong stock exchanges, making it one of the few Chinese car manufacturers with a significant presence in Western financial markets. Given this level of support and ambition, the real question isn't if XPeng will emerge as a global contender, but rather how soon it will happen. And if Tesla is already concerned about BYD, it might want to keep an eye on XPeng as well. Yangwang. When BYD introduced its new brand, Yangwang, in January 2023, it was evident that the company was expanding its ambitions beyond the affordable electric vehicle market to include luxury and high-performance segments. Yangwang serves as BYD's premium line, dedicated to offering cutting-edge technology, unique designs, and performance that can compete with the industry's leading brands. To demonstrate their serious intent, BYD unveiled two remarkable models. The Yangwang U8 is a high-end electric SUV designed to rival prestigious names like the Range Rover and Mercedes-Benz G-Class, all while featuring groundbreaking, fully electric technology. A notable highlight is its independent motor at each wheel, enabling impressive maneuvers such as tank turns and even the ability to float on water in emergencies. BYD has truly pushed the boundaries of innovation with this vehicle. On the other hand, the Yangwang U9 makes a bold statement in the electric supercar arena. This hypercar boasts over 1,000 horsepower, achieving 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds. Beyond its speed, it incorporates an advanced active suspension system that can modify the car's ride height during driving or even allow it to hop for improved aerodynamics. With these two models, Yangwang has established itself as a serious contender in the high-end, high-performance market. While it may not yet have the same prestige as Range Rover or McLaren, it certainly possesses the potential to challenge Western luxury brands, especially in China. Zeekr. Geely has established itself as a formidable player in the global market. With established brands like Volvo, Polestar, and Lotus under its belt, Geely introduced Zeekr in 2021, a high-end electric vehicle sub-brand designed to compete with Tesla and NIO. The name Zeekr cleverly merges the letter Z, representing Generation Z, with geek, highlighting its focus on a youthful, tech-oriented audience. The inaugural model, the Zeekr 001, is an electric shooting brake boasting 536 horsepower and an impressive official range of 377 miles, placing it alongside competitors like the BMW i5 Touring. If everything goes according to plan, Zeekr is set to make its debut in the UK in 2025, marking a significant step in the brand's European growth. What differentiates Zeekr from other Chinese electric vehicle brands is its premium positioning, supported by substantial financial and technological resources. In 2025, Zeekr plans to evolve into a comprehensive automotive holding company by integrating Lynk & Co., which will further enhance its role within the Geely family. Chery. Chery stands out as a significant player among Chinese car manufacturers with a rich history. Established in 1997, it was among the pioneers of Chinese brands venturing into international markets, successfully building a reputation beyond its home country. Although it may not be as well known as BYD or Geely, Chery ranks as one of the largest automakers in China, operating in over 80 countries. In Mexico, it markets its vehicles under the name Chery and has made impressive strides in recent years, offering well-equipped SUVs and sedans at attractive prices. However, Chery's ambitions extend beyond budget-friendly options. The company also owns the brands Exeed, Omoda, and JQ, which target the premium and adventure SUV segments. Chery's significance lies in its role as a trailblazer in China's automotive industry, helping to pave the way for other brands to follow. With strategic partnerships, previous collaborations with Western companies, including a joint venture with Jaguar Land Rover, and an increasing emphasis on electric and hybrid vehicles, Chery is not just aiming to be part of the automotive future, it aspires to shape it. Maextro. Just when you thought China had launched every brand possible, along comes Maextro, a brand new player aiming straight for the ultra-luxury market. And no, this isn't another affordable SUV or budget-friendly EV. Maextro is going toe-to-toe with giants like Mercedes-Maybach and Rolls-Royce, something that would have sounded totally wild for a Chinese brand just a few years ago. The brand comes from the Harmony Intelligent Mobility Alliance, HIMA, which is backed by none other than Huawei. If that name rings a bell, it's because HIMA already oversees brands like Aido from Ceres, Luxeed by Chery, and Stellato from Bike. Now their first model, the Maextro S800, is a full-size, ultra-luxury electric sedan born from a collaboration between Huawei and JAC Group. So, what makes this EV sedan stand out from the crowd? Depending on the version, it can have up to 4 electric motors. The tri-motor BEV variant pumps out a jaw-dropping 852 horsepower. That's supercar territory. It uses an 800-volt electrical system, which lets you go from 10 to 80% charge in just 10.5 minutes, thanks to Huawei's 6C fast charging tech. It packs 32 ADAS sensors, including 4 LiDARs, giving it real-time road awareness and even level 4 autonomous driving. And yep, it can crab walk. 4-wheel steering means the S800 can move diagonally, just like the GMC Hummer EV. In the back, it's all about comfort. 2 individual seats, 3 infotainment screens, and a luxury experience that's on a whole different level. For the longest time, ultra-luxury has been ruled by European powerhouses, but Maextro is here to flip the script. With bold design, cutting-edge Huawei tech, and serious performance, the S800 could be the first Chinese luxury sedan to really go head-to-head with Maybach and Rolls. But here's the twist. Maextro isn't looking overseas, at least not yet. Its first mission is right at home, showing that China's wealthiest drivers can have a world-class car made in China. It's about luxury, sure, but it's also about national pride. GWM. When people in Latin America think of Chinese cars, one of the first names that usually pops up is Great Wall Motors, or GWM for short. Founded back in 1988, GWM is one of the oldest and biggest automakers in China, and they've built a solid reputation by focusing heavily on pickups and SUVs. That strategy's worked really well, especially in markets where those kinds of vehicles are super popular. At first, GWM only sold cars under its main brand, but over time, they expanded by launching several specialized sub-brands, like Haval. their SUV division that goes head-to-head with the likes of Toyota and Hyundai. ORA, which focuses on cool urban EVs with retro designs and smart features. Tank, their tough, off-road-ready SUV brand aimed at Jeep and Land Rover fans. Power, their pickup truck line that positions itself as a budget-friendly option compared to Ford and Toyota. GWM has been one of the pioneers when it comes to taking Chinese cars beyond China, and they've proven that Chinese-made vehicles can be rugged, reliable, and built to last, especially in the SUV and pickup world. You'll see them in countries like Mexico, Argentina, and Chile, and with their growing investments in electric and hybrid tech, GWM isn't just looking for recognition in China anymore. They're playing to win on the global stage, in some of the toughest markets out there. Jack. While many Chinese car brands have emerged in the last 2 decades, Jiaxi Jianghuai Automobile Co. is one of the oldest players in the game. Founded way back in 1964, JAC started off making commercial vehicles and trucks. Over time, they expanded into passenger cars, SUVs, and more recently, electric vehicles. In Latin America, JAC has built a pretty solid presence, especially in places like Mexico, where it's known for offering affordable pickups and SUVs that get the job done without breaking the bank. But in the last few years, JAC has been shifting gears in a big way, going all in on electric vehicles. They even teamed up with Volkswagen to co-develop EVs in China, which is a pretty big deal. What makes Jiaxi interesting is its two-pronged approach. On one side, they're still a major player in the commercial and work vehicle scene. On the other, they're carving out a spot in the affordable EV market. DFSK. DFSK is one of those Chinese brands that has learned how to play across multiple segments. It started as a joint venture between Dongfeng and Sokon, and the name stands for Dongfeng Sokon. Now, it's part of Dongfeng Motor, which is one of China's big 4 state-owned car makers. That kind of backing has given it the infrastructure and resources to expand globally, offering everything from compact cars and SUVs to light commercial vehicles. In Latin America and parts of Europe, DFSK has gained traction with its mini trucks and cargo vans, which are an affordable solution for small business owners and commercial fleets. But it has also moved into the SUV and EV market with models like the DFSK Glory, designed to compete with more established family SUV brands. Foton. When it comes to heavy-duty work vehicles, Foton is one Chinese brand that's definitely earned its stripes. Founded in 1996, Foton is part of the massive BAIC Group, Beijing Automotive Industry Holding, and it's made a name for itself in the world of trucks, buses, and commercial vehicles. But lately, Foton has been exploring new territory, specifically the pickup truck market, and not just for work, but for lifestyle too. Across Latin America and Asia, Foton is already well known for its light and medium-duty trucks, but with models like the Tunland, they've shown they're serious about going head-to-head with the big players in the pickup game. Take the Tunland G7, for example. This truck is aiming straight at the Toyota Hilux and Ford Ranger, with strong diesel engines, solid payload capabilities, and a more modern, rugged design that fits today's market expectations. What makes Foton stand out in this space is how they blend their commercial vehicle know-how with pickups built not only for hard work, but also for weekend adventures and everyday driving. SAIC. If there's one name that really carries weight in China's auto industry, it's SAIC Motor, short for Shanghai Automotive Industry Corporation. What started as just another car company has grown into a full-blown automotive giant with a whole lineup of sub-brands, big-name joint ventures with Western automakers, and a growing footprint around the world. To grasp the scale of SAIC, just look at the brands it controls. IM Motors, already covered earlier. Maxus, commercial vehicles with a global reach. Maxus actually started out as a British brand, but after being acquired by SAIC, it was reinvented as their go-to division for vans, pickups, and light commercial vehicles. Today, Maxus is one of the most recognizable Chinese brands outside of China, especially in Latin America, Europe, and Australia, where it's made a name for itself by offering both diesel and electric models built for work, travel, and everything in between. MG Motor, from British icon to global Chinese success, MG began as a legendary British brand, But after being acquired by SAIC, it's gone through a major transformation, and now it's one of the most successful Chinese car brands on the global stage. It's been especially strong in Europe and Latin America, where models like the MG4 EV have shown that Chinese automakers can absolutely hold their own in even the most competitive markets. Rowei, the Chinese rover that found its own path, Rowei was born after SAIC failed to acquire the Rover brand. Instead of giving up, they created their own version. It started off looking like a clone, but has since evolved into a premium brand in China, focusing on technology and electrification. SAIC GM Wuling, masters of the ultra-cheap EV, one of China's most successful joint ventures, combining SAIC's production power, GM's global know-how, and Wuling's local expertise. Their Hongguang Mini EV is the best-selling electric car in China, costing just a fraction of what EVs go for in the West. Rising Auto, luxury EVs with a tech DNA formerly known as R-Auto. This is SAIC's push into the luxury electric segment. With sleek, futuristic designs and advanced range capabilities, Rising Auto targets tech-savvy drivers looking for high-end EV experiences. SAIC Hongyan, the heavy-duty truck division. While most of SAIC's brands are all about passenger cars, Hongyan takes a different route, focusing on heavy-duty trucks and commercial vehicles. It's a key player in China's industrial and freight transport scene, going head-to-head with other big names in the heavy logistics game. Nanjing Automobile, a legacy brand under the radar. Nanjing Auto is actually one of the oldest car companies in China, and these days, it's part of the SAIC family. It might not get much attention outside of China, but it's still active behind the scenes, mainly focusing on commercial and military vehicle production. Baojun, affordable and practical for the masses, Baojun is SAIC's take on the budget-friendly car segment, offering practical, modern vehicles made with everyday Chinese drivers in mind. You can kind of think of it as the Chinese version of Dacia, with a lineup that goes from zippy little city cars to compact SUVs that cover all the basics without breaking the bank. Interestingly, several Baojun models are rebadged as Chevrolets for the Latin American market. What makes SAIC fascinating isn't just its size, it's the strategy. They've acquired iconic brands, forged joint ventures with GM and Volkswagen, and built a portfolio that spans everything from ultra-budget vehicles to high-end EVs. With the push for electrification and a massive domestic market backing its growth, SAIC is on track to become one of the most influential car makers in the world. JMC. If there's one Chinese brand that really knows how to blend commercial vehicles with tough, capable pickups, it's JMC, short for Jiangling Motors Corporation. The company originally focused on trucks and work vehicles, but these days, it's making a serious push into the pickup market, positioning itself as a strong alternative to big names like Toyota, Ford, and Nissan. One of its standout models is the JMC Vegas, a rugged pickup that's gained a solid following in places like Latin America and South Africa. Why? Because it delivers tough looks, reliable diesel engines, and a price tag that's way more affordable than its Japanese and American rivals. But JMC isn't just targeting the work truck crowd. They're also going after lifestyle buyers, offering more refined and well-equipped versions designed for daily driving and weekend getaways. What makes JMC especially interesting is its partnership with Ford. They've got a joint venture going in China. Remember the Ford territory? Yep, that came out of this collab. Hongqi. If there's one Chinese brand that truly stands for status, luxury, and tradition, it's Hongqi. Founded all the way back in 1958, Hongqi is actually China's oldest luxury car brand. For decades, it was the go-to for official state vehicles, reserved for the country's top leaders. And the name Hongqi literally means red flag, a symbol of power and prestige among China's elite. Even today, Hongqi builds the official car for President Xi Jinping, a vehicle that honestly doesn't have much to envy from the beast used by the US president. But here's the twist. Hongqi hasn't stayed stuck in the past. In recent years, it's done a total image makeover, transforming from an old-school state brand into a legit contender in the global luxury car market. Its latest models are going head-to-head with the big names, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and even Rolls-Royce, at least within China. And you know what? They're really starting to turn some heads. Ion. If there's another Chinese brand growing at an insane speed in the electric vehicle world, it's Ion. Founded in 2017 as the EV division of GAC Group, it was rebranded as Aeon New Energy Automobile in 2020 and has been climbing the sales rankings ever since. To put things in perspective, in 2023, Ion became the third largest electric car brand in the world, behind only Tesla and BYD, producing over 480,000 vehicles. That places it ahead of companies like XPeng, NIO, and other Chinese EV startups trying to carve out a spot in the industry. Ion even launched a premium sub-brand called HipTech, focused on luxury and high-performance electric models, proving that they're not just trying to sell affordable EVs, they're also aiming for the top tier of the market. Way. If Great Wall Motors, GWM, is known for its affordable SUVs and pickups, Way is their shot at the premium market. Launched in 2016, this brand follows a strategy similar to Toyota with Lexus or Hyundai with Genesis, taking the base of Haval models and upgrading them with better materials, more technology, and a focus on luxury. The name Way comes from the last name of GWM's founder, Wei Jianjun, making it a personal and strategic project for the company. Since its debut, Way has focused on delivering high-end SUVs with sleek design and advanced tech, but without the hefty price tags of traditional luxury brands. Seres. Seres, also known as SF Motors, is a Chinese electric car brand with a twist. It was developed not only in China, but also in Silicon Valley. Backed by the automotive giant SOCON Group, Seres was created with the goal of blending Chinese automotive engineering with American tech innovation, much like Tesla or Rivian. Back in the early days, SF Motors had its sights set on launching high-performance EVs in the US, but eventually, the company shifted gears, restructured and rebranded as Seres, turning its focus toward global markets with a lineup of electric SUVs. Unlike many other Chinese brands, Seres doesn't just want to sell electric cars, it wants to develop its own tech, including battery systems, drive software, and high-performance electric motors. GAC Motor. If there's one Chinese automaker that's grown rapidly in recent years, it's GAC Motor. Created under the massive Guangzhou Automobile Group, GAC Group, GAC has gone from being a local player to becoming one of China's most globally ambitious automakers. GAC Motor has managed something few Chinese brands have pulled off, building cars with the quality and design to compete with Japanese and European manufacturers. In fact, it has strategic alliances with Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi, and Stellantis, which have helped raise its standards in production and technology. Jetour, think Chery already had enough sub-brands? Think again. In 2018, they launched yet another one. Jetour. Jetour focuses on SUVs that blend comfort, modern tech, and bold styling without the steep price tags you'd expect from traditional brands. Its lineup is packed with roomy, tech-savvy SUVs that come in all kinds of powertrains: gasoline, hybrid, and fully electric. The brand is clearly positioned as a serious alternative for buyers who want all the modern bells and whistles, but don't feel like paying premium brand prices from Toyota, Hyundai, or Volkswagen. And finally, we've got one of the biggest power players in China's automotive scene, Geely. Founded back in 1986, Geely started off making motorcycles and budget cars, but today, it's grown into a full-blown global automotive empire. It's not just one of China's largest car makers, it actually owns some of Europe's most iconic brands: Volvo, Lotus, Polestar, and the London Electric Vehicle Company. Yep, the ones behind the legendary black cabs, now fully electrified thanks to Geely. They also own Lynk & Co., Zeekr, and of course, the core Geely brand itself, which has a strong presence in China and across emerging markets. Geely is a perfect example of how a Chinese company can go from local manufacturer to global powerhouse, challenging the foundations of the traditional auto industry along the way. And if you've made it this far, you've probably picked up on something big. China isn't just making cars anymore, it's rewriting the rules of the global auto game. And that's exactly what has the old-school giants in panic mode. For decades, brands like Toyota, Ford, Volkswagen, and Mercedes-Benz ruled the world market. Sure, they competed with each other, but it was all within a familiar playing field. Now, Chinese brands are flipping the board completely, with cheaper EVs, cutting-edge tech, AI integration, lightning-fast development, and aggressive global expansion. It's a level of competition these traditional players have never dealt with before. And honestly, we've seen this movie before. Back in the 60s and 70s, people laughed at Japanese cars. They were called cheap and low quality. Fast forward to today, and Toyota, Honda, Suzuki, and Mazda are the gold standard for reliability. Same thing in the 90s and 2000s with Korean brands. Nobody took Hyundai or Kia seriously at first, and now they're leading the pack in design, performance, and innovation. So even if you're thinking, I'd never buy a Chinese car, here's the truth. It's probably just a matter of time. With unbeatable pricing, next-gen tech, and unstoppable momentum, it won't be long before Chinese cars are dominating roads across Europe, the Americas, and beyond, just like the Japanese and Koreans did before them. And remember the movie The Purge? Well, a purge is coming in the car world too. Not all of these Chinese brands will survive. And honestly, some of the traditional ones might not either. But that's a story for another video.